Thank you so much. By the way, thank you so much for coming on an absolutely dreadful Sunday evening. Honestly, you guys, I'm really thrilled you're here. We only decided to do this about 10 days ago, so we did wonder if anyone would show up, and here you are, so thank you. I have a great relationship with the 92nd Street Y. I love coming here every time any of my books are out, or if Anderson has a book, I come with him, and so the question is always, who will interview you, and I didn't want to ask Anderson because I just didn't. And then I didn't want to ask Sarah Jessica. She's been here before. Well, all right, you got me. So I think it was good enough because you are here, okay? But I will say, I did ask Amy Sedaris, and I left her a voice note, and I go, Amy, I'm doing this thing at the Y, will you come? This was the voice note I got back.
You must be high as a kite, because there's no fucking way I'm going to interview you at the 92nd Street Y. No fucking way.
So, that was she doesn't like this sort of thing. Anyway, she's gonna come eventually because now she really regrets it. But then I was like, you know what? I just want to talk to all of you and hear what you have to say. And I want to start, and so we are gonna do questions, and there'll be 2 mics out there, and we can talk about whatever you want. I did bring Daddy Diaries, which you're all getting a signed copy of. So I want to read you 2 entries from Daddy Diaries to get this thing going. This is a real diary. This was my diary of the year, God, what year? It was 2 years ago. It was 2022. And it was a big year for me. And if you've read any of my books, you know I love the diary format, and I fell in love with Andy Warhol's diaries many years ago when they came out, and many years later, here I was hosting this talk show, going to fun parties and hobnobbing with people, and I thought, you know what? I should do my own homage to Warhol's diaries with a wink and a lot of housewives and a lot of fun. And I did, and so this is the 3rd in the series, and that's what they were inspired by. And I'm gonna start actually with the first entry. Now, I shot the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion a couple months ago, and the font on the cards was really small, so Giselle Bryant sent me some reading glasses, which I have right now. So, this will be one of 2 entries that I'm gonna share with you, and then we will have a little kibitz. So this is Saturday, January 1st, 2022, New York City. Considering how much I drank and how little I slept, I should have woken up with a massive hangover this morning, but I was wired and spry. Anderson and I had so much fun last night. I think it was a great show despite awkward satellite delays, which had me sputtering and interrupting more than normal. And the rants. It felt so good ranting on CNN about ridiculous things. Diana, the musical, dancing AIDS patients. Mark Zuckerberg, who is slowly killing all our souls. Oh, and Fake Journey. They performed on the Seacrest stage behind us, and I got covered in confetti and started feeling a way about them and said they're propaganda and not real Journey without Steve Perry. Side note, when you start calling something propaganda, chances are you're drunk. The big rant was about de Blasio, who once again ruined midnight by torturing us with his dancing after eight, I said 4, horrible years as mayor. The city has gone downhill under him. Fuck that. Anderson was pulling me back by my hood. I lunged forward a step with each outburst. Anyway, we also had Sherry O'Terry doing a hilarious character, surprised Regina King with Jack Hay, Amanda Gorman, James Taylor. Between Omicron and Betty White dying yesterday, we had to turn it up. And I felt pressure to get Anderson wasted and giggling to ensure total fun on the air. I was unsuccessful in getting Anderson to announce that his new baby is arriving in 5 weeks. And that's probably a good thing, since I wouldn't have been able to keep my baby news quiet, which would have resulted in chaos at home, given Ben's lack of understanding of what's about to happen. As we pulled out of Times Square en route to Sarah Jessica's after the broadcast, I saw the de Blasio rant on Twitter, and my mouth was on the floor. I said, "Sayonara, sucker?" I shouted. I turned to Anderson and said, "I said sayonara, sucker?" "Yep," he said bemusedly. I had no recollection. At SJ's, Jeff Richmond said the rant was the wildest thing he'd seen on live TV in a long time. As we sat around talking, I wondered if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Then I started wondering about all my other rants. Did I go too far? I got home and was so wired from the excitement of the night that I spent a few hours chilling, listening to music. Everyone seemed to really like our show online, especially the de Blasio thing. I woke up with Ben this morning around 8. I let him watch Sesame Street, which is our weekend thing. He grabbed the bongos Graciela gave us and pounded away at the letter of the day theme song. I tweeted that I was a bit overserved last night. Then I posted a story on Instagram showing people that I was up and functioning and tagging the Mougin and Denada that I'd been drinking. I sat on my phone looking through a hodgepodge collage of texts about the night. Claire McCaskill texted, "The trashing of de Blasio was epic. Love you." Kristen Johnson said, "Hilarious." Marie Osmond, hers just said, "Happy New Year," so I don't think she watched. Harry Smith said, "I love drunk Anderson." Then my pal Jeannie texted, "How are you holding up?" When one of your very oldest friends sends a smoke signal that everything must not be okay, you shudder. I said, "I'm good." She said, "Any backlash?" I said, "No, everyone hates de Blasio." She was relieved to hear it. Our conversation gave me cause for pause as I realized there were a few key people I hadn't actually heard from. My parents, for starters, which then made me wonder whether I'd actually done badly. I then went into a 90-minute shame spiral, wondering if the show was actually horrible, and then realized I've done this exact shame spiral the day after hosting New Year's Eve for the last 4 years. The first year, in fact, was arguably horrible. It's just the weirdest show to host. On the one hand, it's wallpaper for other things that are happening in people's homes. And on the other, it's on for 5 hours and everyone sees it and has an opinion of it one way or another. After checking in with my parents, who were thumbs up, and rehashing with Anderson, I had a ball. I felt better. I always feel better after rehashing with Anderson. The de Blasio thing is trending on TikTok, according to someone's daughter. As the day went on, I saw a headline that I'd trashed Ryan Seacrest. While I was yammering about Journey, clearly loving the sound of my own voice, powered by endorphins and tequila, apparently I called everyone on ABC losers. I was like, oh, damn. And a couple hours later, I texted Ryan apologizing. He's a good guy, and I like him. I spoke to Jeff Zucker, who said they're getting a lot of calls about the de Blasio thing, and they may need to release a statement. When the network is releasing a statement about your messy rant, you're in the doghouse. I went to bed early. So that fallout continues for a while. Now I'm gonna just hop to Friday, April 29th, 2022, and that is the day that my daughter was born. And I refer to Kathleen in this story. Kathleen is my surrogate, very important person. When the phone rang at 6:30 this morning, I figured it was baby news. Instead, it was Wendy Williams. I didn't pick up, nor did I mind when Ben got up 15 minutes later. We had the most delightful few hours together before school, punctuated by phone calls from Wendy every half hour. What did she want? Ben knew today was the day I was going to get his sister, whom he announced he was going to call Lulu Bear. He also said it was very nice of me to go to the hospital to get her. He uncharacteristically held my hand for the entire walk to school, and I cried the whole way, somehow without him noticing. I didn't stop crying the entire way to the hospital. I watched George's Instagram story about his radiation journey. That's my friend George, who later passed away from glioblastoma. And as I got out of the Uber carrying a car seat that in 24 hours would have a new human passenger, I looked up at the hospital and really took in what a terminal it was, between people coming into and going out of this world. I felt heavy for so much pain and loss, and blessed to be entering probably the only happy floor in the joint. Jackie was my emotional support pal in the delivery room. That's Jackie, who I grew up with, who I refer to, we met when I was 12 or 13. I refer to her as one of my original housewives because I used to get in the middle of so much mess between she and my friend Jeannie. She's Ben's godmother. When we got upstairs, Kathleen was ready for the day. She had a diffuser with lavender scent, motivational postcards on the wall, playlist in full effect, and super cute delivery robe and shorts. The woman is a birth warrior. I, falling into the trope of useless man in delivery room, sat there carrying on about my TMJ, eating like an absolute pig, while she told us about the benefits of an all-natural birth. After 3 hours of waiting around, the nurses asked her if she wanted anything to move it along or any painkillers. And she said, no, but bring me a breast pump, which is a natural birthing hack. Indeed, pumping her breast generated really heavy contractions. She was in so much pain, and her husband knew exactly how to comfort her. They have 4 kids, by the way. I was feeling pretty helpless, but then between contractions, she told me that Ricki Lake is her birthing idol. She owns Ricki's documentary, The Business of Being Born, and its sequel. Ricki is something of a soothsayer in the birthing world, for real. I told her what pals Ricki and I are, and we left Ricki a voice note from ground zero telling her how much her work had motivated Kathleen. Within minutes, Ricki, who is mourning the loss of her dog Mama, sent a voice note back saying this was exactly what she needed to hear today and cheering Kathleen on, telling her what a warrior she is, which made Kathleen cry and made her day. So it was one big love circle for everybody. And my TMJ felt better. I FaceTimed with Ben, who wanted to know where his sister was. I said, I'm here at the hospital waiting. He said to call him when she shows up at the hospital. More calls from Wendy Williams throughout the day, and I finally texted and said, I can't speak today, and you'll understand later. Vicky texted, Vicky Gunvalson, saying she'd heard Taylor Armstrong had applied to be on the Real Housewives of Orange County, and she wanted to know what I thought about that. She said she was in Chicago where Brianna had just had a 4th child. I said, Vicky, I'm about to have a daughter myself. I'm in the delivery room. She said, holy shit, congratulations. I then realized I had only told 2 housewives my big news in all these months, Candy and Kyle. As Kathleen's pain got more intense, nurses appeared, and suddenly we were in business. I watched the stunning miracle of birth through a mask of tears, my mouth gaping wide open. I noticed immediately how much Lucy looked like Ben. She was perfect with big blue eyes. Now, I know a lot of babies are born with blue eyes, but these are blue. Blue eyes are not a big Cohen trait. I am enchanted. Speaking of perfection, Kathleen pushed through immense pain and then was crying watching me have skin to skin with baby Lucy. She said that sight was what she did it all for. What a heart. I might start crying. Jackie took about 60 photos of Lucy that I plan to blast out on. I do not want to cry at the 92nd Street Y. Okay. Jackie took about 60 photos of Lucy that I planned to blast out on Instagram. And of course, we settled on one of the first ones she took, which is always how it goes. I posted and waited for my phone to blow up in 3, 2, 1. It's always fun but overwhelming hearing from everyone you ever knew at once. And as my phone became its own ecosystem, friends of Kathleen and her husband started to realize that she was my surrogate. We FaceTimed Ben, who was so adorable talking to Lucy, and then my parents, who were over the moon. Kathleen watched her birth video and realized that Lucy arrived right as Richard Marx was singing on her boombox, "Right Here Waiting," about which I have mixed feelings. I moved upstairs to my room, which was right next door to Kathleen's. I relearned how to feed a baby and how little it takes to fill her little tummy. Conversely, Dave and Allie showed up to fill my big tummy with a feast from Elio's. Dave is my college roommate. Chicken parm, pasta, and salmon, and a bottle of Casamigos Reposado. Dave hid in his backpack. Jackie got our traditional COVID Saturday sugarfish order for Kathleen and her hubby, her choice after going without for 9 months. We had tequila shots toasting baby Lucy while she slept blissfully. I told Dave he was the godfather, so there was more celebrating before they all left, and I had quiet time with my little baby girl. I spent the rest of late Friday night in a period of suspended time, gazing at my teeny daughter with the lights of Manhattan's East Side glowing around me, our first night together. Thank you. So there are 2 mics on either side, right here, and I hope you all have a lot of questions. I do have more that I can read, but does anyone have a question? If you don't, I'm just gonna be reading and talking the whole time. You all have questions? Well, then step up to the mics, please, by all means. I'm gonna get through. Okay, step up to the mic. I know you're saying we'll start, but like, oh, and in the balcony, there's someone with a hand. Oh, hey, everybody. Okay, these are my people, all right. I'm really happy to see all the dudes in the audience, by the way. Okay, all right. Let's have order in the house, and let's start right here. Hi.
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 Thanks for doing this, Andy.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, I think where you started was a really good place for this. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit here. You've described your books as being time capsules, if you will, for the culture, and I definitely agree. And I think in terms of your own voice and growth and now being a father, how do you feel about the books and some of the content in them?
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was thinking about reading an excerpt from Most Talkative, which was my first book, a really funny story that I love, but I looked on the audiobook and it took me 26 minutes to read it on the audiobook, and I'm like, that's too long. So, but then I went back and looked what I was doing kind of in April in Superficial and the Andy Cohen Diaries. I did that this morning while Ben was watching Snoopy, and I was definitely leading a completely different life. I mean, an adjacent life, let me say that. And so how I feel about the content is it's where I was in my life. And I mean, is there something that you want to throw in my face?
No.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'll put it, oh, I think they cut.
No, you're good.
I'll say this, regardless of what I think, it clearly hasn't deterred me from wanting to be here to learn from you as somebody that admires you as a businessman. No, I know, okay. I know you're looking at me like that.
Okay.
As a businessman, as a young gay person that wants to be a parent one day, as a producer, I think regardless, I still want to be here and learn from you. No, but I think your answer is right. I think we all grow up as
Yeah.
you have, and I think, yeah, there's some
Took
questionable...
me a long time,
and that's okay.
so maybe longer than others. But
Is there stuff
Hoda Kotb, who I interviewed once on this stage, she has an expression that is like everything happens right on time. And I look at what's happened with my life right now, and it happened right on time.
Yeah.
So no, I have no shame in anything that I've put out there in the past. It was part of who I was at that moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay.
Tell me your name when you step up to.
I'd love to. My name is Izzy.
Lizzie.
Izzy. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. I love you. You're so handsome. I'm here with my best friend Peyton from college. But I do have a question. It's a little bit less serious. I want to know what show on Bravo you want to be a cast member on. You can't be the producer. You can't do the reunion. You have to be on it.
I think, you know what? I would say Below Deck if I was a guest and not working. But I don't like I like to be in a little more control of how I'm shot with my shirt off. So that would be a deterrent. And I mean, maybe Summer House, because I love the Hamptons and I'm there. Thank you. Hi. Hey.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hey.
So I have a Bravo question. Are the rumors true that there's not going to be a reunion for the Valley?
You know, I don't think that I can confirm or deny, but I will say this. If they do one, I'll be there. And if they don't, I wouldn't get too hopped up about it because the show is a huge hit and I believe they are going kind of right into production. So wouldn't you rather have more of a great thing than like, wait a minute for something like...
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi, my name's Eli.
Hi.
There's a lot of rumors about you stepping down because of the cocaine allegations, which realistically we always assumed you were doing that anyways, because like...
By the way,
no judgment.
By the way,
I mean,
don't.
we're all
Don't.
adults.
You're-
We all live in New York.
Okay, no, I know. All right, first of all, it's not the 80s. Second of all, one thing I will tell
But
you all, read
realistically,
my books.
whether the
Hold on.
allegations are true or not,
Hold on.
we support you.
Hold on. Thank you, I appreciate it. But I do just want to say, because it's a really good point, read my books. I tell you exactly what drugs I do and when I do them.
Exactly.
Okay?
No,
I
I know
tell you
that.
guys everything. Okay? So that's A.
So, as far
B
as the
is-
rumors of you stepping
Right.
down,
They are absolutely untrue.
I agree. Thank you. Woo!
But also, we are gearing up to celebrate our 15th anniversary of Watch What Happens Live this
Yes.
summer. It is gonna be a huge summer for us. And also, I think the rumors started from In Touch. No shade to In Touch, but it's like the National Enquirer and In Touch are sister publications. So just consider the source when you read something like that.
No, I always.
And thank you
I
for your
always do.
support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Trevor. Out of all the reunions you filmed, which one has been the most memorable?
Well, you know what, to me, weirdly, when you sit with people for 10 hours, really delving into their personal lives, they are all very memorable in different ways. I will say, I shot 24 hours ago, the Summer House reunion. You guys aren't ready. We covered it all. Carl and Lindsay. But I would say some of the early Jersey reunions, by the way, getting you out in time to see the premiere tonight. So some of the early Jersey reunions and the Atlanta reunion where Phaedra and Portia had that thing and Candy. And the early New York reunions were really amusing to me. But, I mean, they're all memorable in different ways. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Andy. I'm
Hey.
Peyton. Peyton, yes.
Hey.
Quickly before my question, I just want to let you know how much you mean to me and my family. My mom and I have loved Bravo literally my entire life and all of the Housewives, and she recently battled cervical cancer. And she, literally before, during, and after, it's like the only thing we ever talk about, and it's something we talk about weekly, so I just wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
My question is, I could ask you a million questions, but recently, this past fall, I actually passed you on 26th Street when you were exiting the Atlanta reunion.
I was exiting what?
The Atlanta reunion.
Okay.
And I used to live in Atlanta, and I met Drew at Hibachi restaurant. And I also went to Portia's book signing, and I've been in OC's since the OC Angels energy drink photo shoot. So
Lou Knickerbocker, R.I.P.
yeah, so I've been in this, but question is, what is your reunion go-to survival pack? Is there anything you bring to reunions to get through the day?
You know what? No, I used to, in the early days, I've been doing these for 18 years. I've probably done, at this point, I've probably done 300-400 of them.
Totally.
And I used to go on a run, reset my head, all this stuff. I mean, I wake up, I have a huge thing of tea, and I go do my thing.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. I've also read and listened to each of your books at least 3 or 4 times.
Thank you
You're the
so much.
soundtrack of each of my road trips, so I love you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't sleep on the Daddy Diaries podcast.
No, I listen to it every week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Andy. My name is Patricia. I'm here as a early Mother's Day gift. My daughter's in the audience. She brought me here today
Happy
to see
Mother's
you.
Day.
Thank you. We're huge fans. So my question is, if you had to go away for the weekend and leave Ben and Lucy with someone, which housewife would it be?
I get this a lot. Truth of the matter is, they are all great moms, and I would be happy. And also, who's gonna F that up? I mean, so in truth, I would gladly leave my children with any of them.
Okay, so on that note, I'm also available as a nanny. I've raised 2 successful kids. I can come in from New Jersey, not a problem.
Thank you.
So, you can hit
All right.
me up and,
Okay. Leave your
Love you,
card
Andy.
somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go up to the balcony.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, that was so much louder than I thought it would be. I'm Courtney. Nice to meet you. So I've read all of your books, amazing, and I'm an Upper East Side mom, and I'm wondering, when it comes to now being a father and being in the industry you're in, obviously you've spoken about this a lot, but how do you feel like it's changed the most of your nightlife activities or going out and dating?
Oh my God. I mean, my nightlife is pathetic versus what it used to be. My favorite thing to do at night is tell Ben's nanny about my former life. I mean, I just have to tell you, she hears this speech often. I'm like, can I tell you who I used to be? So no, I don't, but the truth is, I love being at home with my kids, and I want to, I don't have a live-in, and I want to be, if they wake up in the middle of the night, I want to be the person that goes into their room, and I want them to know that I'm their guy. And, putting Ben to bed, it's always been fun, but we're doing this kind of little theater with his stuffed dog that he calls Happy, and Happy talks at night. And Ben does the talking, and what he says is wacko. And I kind of view it as a little psychotherapy into what Ben is thinking. So I'll be like, should we talk to Happy and see what's on his mind? So I'm actually getting more valuable intel there than if I was standing in the back of Barracuda watching a drag show. So I'm good. Thank you.
Is it on?
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
Can
I call you Jen?
Sure. So I'm a hopeless romantic. Brought my husband here tonight to see you. He's a big Andy.
Your long-suffering husband.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
He goes to all the Bravo things with you. He comes to see Andy on a Sunday night when it's raining.
In the
Thank
rain.
you, sir.
Yeah, in the rain. We spent a lot of time in the rain coming here. So, and I've met you before. I went to watch What Happens Live. You were not pleased with my behavior. I spilled a drink
You did, wait, what did you do? This is good. You spilled a drink?
It was one of those frescarita.
Yeah, fresquila.
Fresquila.
Were you drunk, Jen?
I was drunk and I spilled my drink. And you walked right past and gave me a look. I mean.
Sorry.
Yeah. But listen.
Sometimes Daddy has a bad day.
Yeah, no, it was much deserved. It was much deserved. I deserved
Okay, good,
it. Yeah.
okay.
So I'm here to make amends.
Listen, I always keep it real.
Very
Okay.
real, for sure. And anyway, I'm sorry about that. That was about 12
I
years ago.
have moved past.
Yes, and it was yeah.
And
So
more
have I.
importantly, I feel like we have moved
I think we
past.
have.
Okay, but what's your question?
I think we're good. Okay, so because I'm a hopeless romantic, I spend more time than I like to admit to thinking about your love life. And I just want so much. I know that what you just described, you're not going out, you're not doing the club scene anymore, all of that, but like I want so much for you to have love in your life.
Me too.
And
Are
my
you
question-
offering up your husband
Well,
as a tribute?
If I was going to give them to someone, it would be you. That's for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm wondering is, my question to you is like, do you have any thoughts on? I know you've done the dating apps and stuff. Do you have any thoughts on how you want to meet a guy and how you're doing that? If you're doing it at all?
Listen, I'm on Raya, Hinge, Tinder, Grindr, Scruff, literally. So I'm open. But I'm very flaky on all of them. I am super flaky. And so I'm very flaky and I'm very kind of in and out of, I'm gonna try to set up some coffee dates or something. Usually my thing is every time any serious relationship I've ever had, I've known pretty quickly when I've met the person, I'd be like, wow. So I always pursue someone that I meet that intrigues me or makes me think, this is someone. So I'm just kind of continuing on that. And yeah.
Thanks. Okay.
But it would be great. And if it doesn't happen, that's okay too.
You have those two beautiful children.
Yeah. Thanks. Hello.
Hi, Andy. My name is Paul. I'm a current grad student, originally from the Los Angeles area. Bravo was my gay awakening, especially with the Housewives. But as you know, Peacock released some of the old Bravo shows. Do you have any anticipation of an RHODC reunion, Watch What Happened Live type, without the White Crasher Mikkel?
You know, I've had the DC women on over the years. I don't know that there's that much new to get to with them. I think I need to rewatch that reunion because I think that was a really great one. And grilling the Salahis about whether they crashed the state dinner or we know they did, whether they had an invite, which they didn't. That was really interesting and a roller coaster, a merry-go-round actually. But I don't think so, but I loved that show. And that was one of the times at Bravo where I was really swatted down. I was at the time in charge of programming. I really thought that show deserved a second season. Even, without Mikhail, just moving on with the women, it was really before its time. And unfortunately, when the FBI subpoenas your tapes, probably not gonna, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, Andy. I'm Lauren. Somebody actually already asked my question about you stepping down from Bravo. I'm glad you cleared that up, but I wasn't giving up an opportunity to talk, so I had to come up with something quickly.
Okay.
I know you've answered this before, but two quick ones. Any chance of a Shaws of Sunset coming back? And what would be your Housewives tagline?
Shaws of Sunset, I don't think so. I mean, they all kind of hate each other at this point, except Reza and MJ, I think. I don't, but maybe something. What's great is with E! and Peacock, there are all these other avenues for Bravo to utilize talent where the kind of shows they came from aren't on anymore. You saw Reza and MJ on Traitors last season. But again, I'm not in charge of programming at Bravo anymore, so it's just conjecture on my part. My Housewives tagline is, I'm a father of two, but a daddy to many. Thank you. I've had many through the years. That's my current. Up in the balcony, hi.
Hi, I'm Jill Andy.
Hi.
We love you so much. First, it's not a question, but I wanted to say thank you for doing the audio because I know you said you were uncomfortable doing the daddy's audio.
Yeah, it's
but
just
as a mom
drag.
of two, it was the only way I could listen to it was you doing the audio, and I did not want to hear anybody else but your voice. And my question is, do you think Carol Manzo will ever come back to Jersey?
I would say it would probably be a cold day in hell. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
I love you so much. That's first thing. Okay, so as a huge fan, my friends and I have all been watching Summer House weekly. We look forward to it every week. We have a lower level ladies chat, and we just need to know, are you Team Carl or Team Lindsay?
You know what? That's an HR issue. I'm team everyone. But I will say, it's funny, I was talking during a break to the group. I think Paige was asking me about the difference between doing a Summer House reunion and a Housewives reunion. And I was saying, I do feel with Summer House and Vanderpump Rules and Southern Charm, which are shows that I am not a producer of, I feel more empowered to kind of get in there a little more and be more opinionated. As an EP of the shows, I do try to be more Switzerland.
I see that too.
Yeah, good. And but you'll see me I got in there a little bit this time.
So who are you team?
I'm team everybody.
Lindsay. All right.
Hi. Hi, sir.
Hi, Andy. I'm Jack. First of all, I love you. Just think you're so incredible for the example you set as a gay dad and gay single dad.
Thank you. Do you want to have kids?
100%.
Good.
I do have yet another lighthearted Bravo question. I'm a little surprised they didn't give you a margarita. There was a post you made on April 1st regarding potentially a show in the Hamptons with some gay fellas, and I think it was an April Fool's joke, but I'm wondering if that's a show that would ever be greenlit.
That I made?
I think so.
I don't think I made it.
Well, I'm really embarrassed, but thank you.
No, that's cool. But someone could have. And the answer is, I don't know if Bravo's developing a show in the Hamptons with gay dudes, but it sounds fun.
Would you host it?
Would I what?
Would you host it?
Would I host the reunions for it? Yes. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Hey, I'm Rachel.
Hey.
First of all, you look really skinny. I have to say.
Oh my God, thank you.
I'm telling you.
Okay, Rachel clearly has been listening to Radio Andy because I've been talking about my health journey I've been on for 5 weeks. I'm not doing the shots. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm
seeing jawline.
Thank you.
Cut in. Love it. That's what I'm seeing.
Thank you.
Anyway, my question, I was just wondering if anyone along the way gave you some hard advice that ended up putting you where you are today that sort of changed things for you.
When I was early in my time at CBS News, someone did tell me I was too mouthy and opinionated and that I should listen more. I don't know if I took that advice, but it was advice I was given. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Hi.
Love you, as everyone else here does.
Thanks.
And I want to be on Watch What Happened Live just to tell you that my first concert was The Dead when I was 5.
Wow.
It was iconic, yeah. I would like to know, I'm from a town that had auditions for a Housewives franchise.
Yeah.
But it didn't end up happening, and I'm curious what that process is and if there's one coming.
None down the pike. A lot of times what happens is a production company will go to a town and say, we are casting for Housewives. And what they're doing is casting to pitch Bravo Housewives. They're not always sanctioned by Bravo. So a lot of times there'll be rumors online, oh, you guys are doing a Housewives of Austin. No, there's a production company who's casting to pitch us. So, and then sometimes we have developed, we'll say, well, let's go cast in Nashville or Scottsdale or something like that. And we've cast in different towns and then decided, you know what, we have enough, or we're good, or this isn't the right group. So, but usually we search for a group of friends. That's how it starts. Gotcha. Thank you. Hi, let's do the up there. Anybody?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Andy. I'm Julie. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks.
I have a question. You're young and you've accomplished so much at this point.
I'm not that young.
You're young. What other big milestones or things do you want to do in your career before, you can't?
Before I can't? Okay. All right. You started that by saying I was young, and now you're jumping to things that may not be in my horizon because I may not be physically able to do them. Gosh, I don't totally know. I will say, if you've read my books, you will see that everything that's happened in my career has been relatively organic in one way or another. Watch What Happens Live came out of me hosting a web show on BravoTV.com, which was an after show after Top Chef and Project Runway. So I never would have imagined that would have happened. But yeah, I will say I loved hosting Love Connection on Fox. That was so fun. I did it for 2 seasons. So I'm overly enthusiastic a lot, and so I like hosting game shows. I like doing longer form interviews on the radio, and maybe that's something that I would do on TV after this phase of my life ends and I'm no longer able to get around. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Megan. First, happy Cinco de Mayo, and like Katie, I love tequila.
Yes. Me too.
Why is BravoCon not coming back until next year?
Well, I don't plan BravoCon. I'm getting blamed for it not coming back. But my understanding, if you want the inside tea, is, well, first of all, they're doing fan fests all year long and watch parties and all this stuff. And actually, they're doing them all across the country, and you're going to be hearing more about that, I think, in the next few weeks. And even Watch What Happens Live on the road. So we're going to be kind of taking the show to different towns in the meantime as a pacifier for people who can't get enough. But after BravoCon last year, I remember saying to the chief at Bravo, I was like, I think we should wait it out a year. It just seemed, or at least wait a year and a half. It was so much effort. It's 160 people, 30,000 people came, 30,000 more wanted to come. And so, or more. So it was a huge endeavor. I think that I don't think you want to overdo something, but I think the plan they have in place is really good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Chris. I love you just like everyone else here. I'm here with my friend Amy, who's from St. Louis, so shout out to St. Louis. I know you're a big city guy, but would you ever move to the burbs? And would you come to Westchester and be our friend?
I will be your friend. We kind of already are friends. I view you all as my friends. No.
Can I ask
Thank
another
you, though. I have a house
question?
in the beach, which you can read about the construction of in this. It's done now. And I'm pretty firmly rooted in the city.
Can I just ask a housewife question?
Yeah.
I know when you were reading just now about the birth of Lucy and how close you are to Candy and Kyle and how they were the only ones you had told, I was thinking about some of the things that Kyle is going through now. And my question is, has the show ever come between you and your friendships with some of the housewives like Kyle?
Well, I think the show is between all of my relationships with the women. That is the thing that has brought us together. And they're ultimately professional relationships over everything else. And they understand that. And so I think we can have constructive conversations about their role on the show and what they're sharing, and that we can move on. And there may be a day where there could be a call where it's, adversarial or it's not what they wanted to hear, but then they understand the relationship and so do I. So,
thank you.
Thanks. Hi.
Andy.
Hey.
So my question is, did you realize when you started the Real Housewives that it was going to be such a success?
No.
And looking back, would you have done anything differently?
No.
Nice. And is there one cast that you may not have worked with?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
For sure. I think I've worked with I have had so many great mentors through my career, mainly female, and the people who've run Bravo in my 20 years at Bravo have been women. There are women producing The Housewives, and I have a female executive producer, Watch What Happens Live, and so one thing that I've learned from the women that have guided me has been to learn from our mistakes. So I think that everything that maybe hasn't gone right in terms of casting or a group or a show or whatever, we always look at it and say, well, why didn't this work or what could we have done better or differently? And so that no failure should be only a failure. Maybe it's a learning opportunity. Anyone in the balcony? Hi.
Hi. Oh, my name is Lauren.
Hi.
I was here about 3 weeks ago for a conversation with Jenna Lyons, and she had a little subtle shade to throw at Rebecca Minkoff. What are you hearing about the dynamic of that group right now?
I am hearing everything about the dynamic of that group, and you will hear nothing from me about it, except that we are in the middle of production. I ran into Jenna at a party last night. She was very amped up. One thing I will tell you is, what I've heard from 4 of them is that they feel so much freer this season. They feel like they know what they're doing. They're comfortable in a way that they weren't before. They get it, and they're just into it. So I'm really excited about this season and about this cast. Hi.
Hi, I'm Madeline. Big fan. I'm here with my mom. We absolutely love you.
Hey, Mom.
All we do is consume Bravo.
Yay.
So you've probably gotten some type of question like this before. I'm a recent college grad hoping to get into TV and film production. The letter, you've talked about it a few times, a fan letter you wrote to Susan Lucci. I've wanted to do that to you a million different times and I never have. But is there any just general advice you have for someone who's hoping to get into production or just starting out?
I mean, I always just get as many internships as you possibly can. And just, for me, just if you can get in the door of a show that means something to you, just keep really targeting shows or networks or even production companies that produce shows that you love, even if it's not on the exact show. If you can just get in the door and get an entry-level job doing whatever that is. I moved to New York and I was like, I am desperate to work at CBS News and I'm going to wait tables until I can do that. I had already been an intern there, so I already had a connection or two there. And I know when I got that desk assistant job there, I thought that I had made it. I couldn't believe I got a check that said CBS on it. I just thought, wow, this is the coolest thing. I'm living my fantasy. So it will happen for you.
Thank you.
Okay, just follow your passion.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lori, and I'm here with my daughter Morgan, and we love you. We have missed work to come see Watch What Happens Live 3 times.
Excellent.
And the last time...
Did I glare at you after you spilled a drink?
No, I think you liked me because I wrote a poem of, like a housewives poem.
Oh, I kind of remember this.
Yeah. And I wish that I knew that this was the forum, because I would have written another poem tonight. But I didn't know, but that's okay. I'm still able to talk to you, so you can handle it. But my question, yes, I understand. First, and also I love everybody's questions. This is like the best night ever, because I care about everything Andy and Bravo. So my question is, because tonight is Jersey, Melissa and Teresa, what can we expect? I mean, I've been rewatching last season and I'm like, ugh.
What you can expect is this season is excellent. It's really good. And I said somewhere, because I run my mouth, that it was unsustainable. And what I don't want is for anyone to think that that's a reflection on this season, because it actually worked. And there is some freedom, I think, in the fact that Teresa and Melissa are very clear. We hate each other. We're not going to F with each other. And they really don't all season until the finale. But it's cool because you get it. It's like, okay, they're not faking it. It's all good. It's a great season, but all I'm saying is next season we have some big decisions to make.
Wow. Can't wait.
Thanks. Where are we in the balcony? Hi.
Hi, I'm Spencer. Huge Bravo fan, but this has nothing to do with Bravo. Any insider information about the production of Dead Forever? Are you going to any shows? Any chance you're going to Nath? And can we hang if you are?
I am going opening weekend. I am missing opening night because we're doing a Watch What Happens Live event in LA. But it's going to be great. And I will say, I did FaceTime with John the other night, and he did share with me some visuals, and it was very cool. And I don't want to spoil anything. I think I'm otherwise going into it really cold. I'm going to go there that opening weekend. I'm going to see 2 nights, and then I'll probably go back, knowing me, later in the summer. And can we hang? You never say never. Hi.
My name's Erin.
We have about 10 minutes left.
Okay. My name's Erin. I'm with my friend Melissa. We missed our son's soccer game to be here.
Did he win?
Speaking of Jersey.
Did he win?
No.
Oh. Well, then you know what? It doesn't sound like you missed anything.
So I didn't miss much. But when Housewives started, social media wasn't what it is.
I know.
So now in the world of the spilling of the Jen and the Teresa texts and everything that's going on right now with the Melissa's real nose, how do you feel about the exposure of the seasons before they premiere? And don't you feel like it's taking away so much of the work that they're putting in to ruin the show?
I don't like
how do we move
I
forward?
I get it. I hate spoilers of any kind.
The best part of Salt Lake was that there was
Well,
some
that's what I
spoilers.
was just going to say. It was so great. And I remember saying to the ladies at the reunion, you are sitting on one of the biggest finales in Housewives history. Just keep your mouth shut for 3 more weeks because it's going to blow everyone's mind. And so the answer is, I don't like spoilers. There's a universe of things that happen on social media that are, I think, bring the show down.
I agree.
And I don't even like it when they come up at reunions. It's like, you guys, this didn't happen on the show. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm not into it.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Patty. I'm here to make a prediction, if that's okay.
Oh, boy.
15
Is it about
years.
my old age?
No, a wonderful one, I hope.
Okay.
15 years from now, your kids are teenagers. You take over David Letterman's spot on Netflix. John Hill is a regular at Cafe Carlisle, and you live happily ever after.
That's sweet. I didn't know where she was going.
Hi, Andy. My name is Pat.
Hey, Pat.
I love you so much. I'm shitting my pants right now. This is even happening. But my question is, who has been the most problematic guest on Watch What Happens Live? And how do regular people get tickets to Watch What Happens Live?
You know, I talked on the radio the other day, and then I found out there is an email address, which I will post, where I think you can get tickets. But DM the Watch What Happens Live account. And problematic guest? Who do you guys think? Well, James and Lala, when they were cursing. Amber Rose hated me. Deborah Winger hated me. No, Nicki Minaj, she was being fun. Who did I hate? I don't usually hate anybody. No, I love Jeff. Who did I dislike? I didn't. Listen, here's the thing. If there's tension, like Titus Burgess was on, and he hated a question I asked, and he was so over me. But the truth of the matter is, I think that's what makes the show so great. How interesting is a talk show where the guest hates the host? I mean, you're not gonna see that, I think it's interesting. So then when it ends, we do it again the next day. We don't cut around it, we lean into it, and there it is. So I think it's interesting. Those are some examples. And thank you for the love. Thanks, Pat. Another up there, are we good?
Hi, Andy. Hi. Oh my God, it is loud. I'm Allie.
Hey, Allie. I love an Allie.
Oh, I love an Andy. I also consider you my friend, even though we don't know each other. I'm so grateful for all of the old Bravo shows coming on Peacock.
Me too.
And it's made me wonder if there are any shows that we don't know about that haven't made it, that were ideas that you thought were great that never made it to air.
Housewives of Boca, which was gonna be like a Golden Girls type Housewives. Again, another example, I got shot down. I was the one, I was pushing it. We had the cast. Didn't happen. I wanted it. Hi.
Hi, Andy. I'm Noelle.
Hi, Noelle.
So I have 2 questions, but
We
I'll
have
make them
7 minutes
quick.
left.
Yes, okay. So first question, is there a future for the OG New York Housewives?
Yeah, I mean, I think that as I talked about earlier, there are a lot of shows. There's the cool thing about Peacock, there is an ecosphere of shows that can use former housewives. And so, yes, absolutely.
But not together as an
Who
ensemble?
knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
And then next question is, if you were stranded on a desert island for 1 week with one housewife, who would you choose?
Someone strong and quiet. Dolores, maybe? Jersey's on my mind.
Hi, Andy. My name is Paulina. I've always wanted the opportunity to thank you because I'm a nurse. So during COVID, I kind of fell into a depression, and your shows really helped me through that.
Thank you.
And ultimately helped me get pregnant with my kid. So now I'm a mom.
Congratulations.
Okay.
I was very grateful that Bravo kept the lights on during COVID, and I was so happy to be a part of that and be able to do reunions virtually. And some of our COVID shows were the best shows we ever did. And it was a wild time, but the community that we have, which is so real, it really came alive during COVID in a real, I feel like we were all in one big support group almost.
Totally. But my question for you is, if you could co-parent with any Bravo celebrity, who would it be?
Someone strong and quiet.
Dolores?
Dolores.
Wait, I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, fuck Bethany Frankel.
No? Too short. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Hi,
I didn't hear that last part. I think we have time for a couple more. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Auntie. I'm
Hi.
Karen. I adore you.
Hey.
I love when you make fun of Meredith Marks saying the rumors.
I know.
My question is kind of related to that. Do you think that the Watch What Happens Live with Bethany and Jeff kind of led to her whole spiral of the reckoning?
I have no fucking idea.
It's crazy.
Truly. Okay, the man in the white is going to be the last question, okay? I'm sorry.
Hi, Andy. I'm Nicolette. I brought my mom here for Mother's Day today.
Hi.
My birthday is also June 2nd, so as your fellow birthday buddy, I want to know, what are you doing for your birthday this year? And if you have any suggestions, what I should do for mine.
No clue.
No clue, same.
Okay, let's do this, man.
Andy, how you doing? Jersey Jeff here. My wife dragged me here. Just came from the Jersey Shore from a wedding. Jersey in the house. Anyway, my question for you as a fellow gray-haired dad, what has been your, to date, what is your highest and lowest moment as a dad?
Oh, wow. Well, you read about some of the lowest in the book. You know what? I mean, I have highs every day. I had the best weekend with both of them, and it's getting so fun with them right now because she's really talking, and somehow her hitting the terrible twos has made Ben totally chill out. And he looks at her and he's like, she's a drama queen, Daddy. So it's really fun. And like tonight before I left, he goes, Daddy, we had so many fun adventures this weekend. And I'm like, so there are highs every day. And lows, there are lows every day too. I mean, I've had moments of great vulnerability and fear about doing it alone and whether I'm doing the right thing and feeling very lonely. There are nights where I am at home where after I've put them to bed where I just feel like, wow, it's like your house is so full, but then you kind of as a parent, you feel like you're the only one sometimes. So yeah. Okay. Hi. Can you lower the mic for her real quick? Thank you.
Good evening, Andy. How are you doing?
Great.
My name is Marsha Walker.
Hi.
And my question for you is, Andy, future-wise, what is your goals and aspirations for Ben and Lucy?
That they be happy and healthy and complete and follow their dreams, and that they feel comfortable sharing their struggles and fears and hopes and dreams and everything else with their dad. Thank you.
I want to say, you were just saying that you feel lonely sometimes, and I want to say to you, you know what? I give you so much credit. It's a lot of work what you're doing all alone, and you have a huge schedule, and I think continue doing what you're doing. I see your stories, and you're working hard, and you're doing good as a dad.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you. All right, these two, and then we're done.
Hi, I'm Molly. Next to the birth of my 3 children, BravoCon are the best days of my life. So I'm a little disappointed about this year, but
it's okay.
Neither here nor there. Who was the last Bravo celebrity who texted you, and what did they say?
Okay, hold on.
That he's willing to share.
No, I will share it. Actually, it's been a quiet weekend.
Oh.
I've heard from a lot of other people.
Wow, you're
I
scrolling.
know.
Okay.
I know what it is. It was Carl Radke texted me a picture that he took from the reunion of me after I messed up cutting Kyle's mullet.
Ooh, that's some good.
He sent 3 pictures,
preview.
and I said,
Okay.
ha.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. I'm Ryan. I'm here with my wife. It's her birthday tomorrow.
What's
I'm from
your wife's
Chicago.
name?
Rachel.
Rachel, happy birthday. You have a great husband who brought you here for your birthday.
She brought me. So clearly, like, you're a big foodie. We're in Soho. Where am I taking her to dinner tomorrow
I
night?
think, I'm not that big of a foodie. I'm a creature of habit. But I think you're in Soho?
Yeah.
I mean, the steak frite at Raoul's, it's so romantic.
All right.
It's so city.
All right. I think
and you
Jax
can
is
get the steamed artichoke to start.
Okay.
Oh,
Raoul's.
Raoul's.
Got it.
In
All right.
Soho.
Jack's in Soho tonight, too, I saw.
What'd you say?
Is Jax in Soho tonight, too?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, she might have seen it. Thank you.
Well, I love it that the last question was a restaurant recommendation. I want to thank you guys so much. You absolutely made my Sunday night. This was really fun. Thank you so much. I'll see you the next time around, okay?